Hello everyone, this is Sayeda Tasneem and today we are going to do the quiz game in Animate, a simple quiz game. So let's see how it works. So the first frame you'll have the start button, which the moment you press, it's going to come, the questions are going to come, like for example, what is the capital city of Oman? So if I press Muscat, submit. Which Omani city is famous for its frankincense trade and UNESCO listed land of frankincense sites? Suppose the answer is Salalah. Then what is the name of the highest mountain in Oman? Jabal Shams. The answer is Jabal Shams, but let me press the wrong answer to check if everything's working properly or not. So I'll press Jabal Akhtar, submit. Now, which traditional Omani dagger is worn by men during formal occasions? Khanjar, submit. So it's working. See, I intentionally put one answer wrong. So my score is 3 out of 4. Good job, keep learning. Okay, so I press play again, it goes back to the start button. So this is the simple quiz game. Now let's see how we can design this game. First I'll show you how to do it, then we'll enter the codes. Okay, so we'll start with a new file, new, full HD, action script, 30 frames, create. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, my first layer, I'll name it as buttons, and maybe I'll change the stage color. If you want, you can make some animations, that's up to you. Okay, so maybe I'll change my stage color to this gray color. So right now, like I showed you in my game, my first frame should be a start button. Since I already have a start button, I will just copy this and paste it there. You can create the start button. Okay, so right click, paste in place. Now my start button, I have named the instance name as START capital BTN. Okay, so this is my frame 1. I'll go to my frame 2, insert blank keyframe. Now this is where I'm going to design my text. Now if you see the old game, these are all dynamic text. Okay, I'll show you how to make these dynamic text, and inside I'll be making these invisible buttons. Okay, so let's go ahead with it. So this is my text. I'll select dynamic text, fill maybe black. Okay, let's put it as black. I want a boundary, so I'll put the border. I'll click on this border, and this is my text box. Okay, so I don't want my size to be 70, maybe I'll make it 50. I think it's okay. So this is my dynamic text. This is where the questions are going to appear. Okay, so again I'll click on the text field and I'll make 3 dynamic text boxes. Okay, for these, up to you. If you want a border, you can keep. For me, I don't want a border, so I'll just remove it. So this is my one. I have 4 questions, so 1 2, then this is my third box, this is 4th. Now this is a multiple choice quiz game. Okay, so this is my 1 2 3 4. So what I'm going to do is, first I will lock these. Okay, so I'll select only these 4. So okay, what I've made my 4 text fields where all the multiple choice questions will be there. So before we proceed, let's put the instance name. Okay, for this question box, maybe I'll put the instance name as Q, small q, capital T, X, T. Okay, for these text boxes, I'll put it as option, OPT1, capital T, X, T. Okay, this is my first instance name for my first option. Then this will be the same, but I'll just remove the 1 and I'll put as 2. The same thing for the third. Remove this and put it 3. So option 3 TXT. Then this one, control V, option 4 TXT. Now if you see my question box of dynamic text, I have named it as Q. The instance name is QTXT. This is the first option, OPTTXT, option 2 TXT, option 3 TXT, option 4 TXT. So these are my instance name. Now if you see here, we have a submit button. So you need to create a submit button. Mine is already ready, so I'll just use this. Go ahead, paste in place. So this is my submit button. Now because I just copy pasted the same submit button, so this is my instance name, submit btn. Remember, if you're naming something else as your instance name here, you have to change it in the codes. Okay, so this is done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click these 4 option text fields, right click, arrange, and I'll lock them because I have to make invisible buttons inside it. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I will take the rectangle and I'll put the fill to maybe white and I'll make a rectangle here. Okay, so this is, so I can maybe copy paste this 1 2 3 and 4. Okay, so I'll change these into buttons. I'll show you what I'll do. Right now you can see the white color, but we'll make them invisible. So this one, right click, the first one, convert to symbol. Up to you. You can name it button, you can name it, you can make it a movie clip. Both will work. Okay, for now I'll keep it as button. So I'll name the button name as OPT1. Now like I told you, option 1 for this. Now this one, right click, convert to symbol, option 2, okay, convert to symbol, option 3, convert to symbol, option 4. So this is my first button. I'll go inside and I will change the fill color to no fill. And I'll go back. So if you see, this is my text. Now it's locked, that's why it's not showing. But let's finish doing the same process for all of them. Okay, so again I'll double click inside, go inside, change the fill color to no fill, go back to scene 1, the same process with all of them. Okay, go back to scene 1, no fill, and here. So I have these 4 invisible buttons inside. Okay, so the first button, I'll name it as the same instance name I'll give, option 1, OPT1. So OPT2, OPT3, OPT4. Okay, so I've given instance names to all of them. Now if you see, my dynamic text field is locked. These options are locked because I locked them. Now how to unlock them? If I right click, it doesn't come. So what I'll do is I'll click on this, the main dynamic text that I made for the question. So I'll right click, arrange. Can you see unlock all? The moment I click this, all of my dynamic text fields are unlocked. So if you see, this is my dynamic text field. I have put instance name for that. And inside it is my invisible button, and I put instance name for this as well. Now why did I lock these layers? Because sometimes what happens is when you're trying to create a button inside the dynamic text, while you move, the text also moves, or because it's layers, it might just, you might get confused. So to avoid the confusion, it's better to lock it first. So now I'll go inside my option 1 button. I'll go here. I'll go to the hit state. We have up, over, down, hit. Now any kind of animation you want to do, you can go ahead and do it. Okay, so I'll go to the hit button, right click, insert keyframe. Now what I'm going to do is I'll just use the ellipse tool or rectangle tool. I have the rounded rectangle tool. I will change the fill color to maybe something green, and I'll just make a box like this. Okay, just a small rectangle box inside. Now it's not on up, it's not on over, it's not on down, it's on hit. Okay, just resize it so that it goes inside the box. Mine doesn't seem so. Here, done. So what I'm going to do is I'll just copy this now, copy this box, copy. I'll go back to scene 1. And if you see, there's a blue highlight. Okay, so I'll go to my second button, double click. I'll do the same thing, go to hit state, right click, insert blank keyframe, and right click, paste in place. So the box gets placed inside. Go back to scene 1, the third option, I'll go there, third button again, right, go to hit state, insert keyframe, blank keyframe, and paste in place. Go back to scene 1, go to the fourth option, double click, go to hit state, right click, insert blank keyframe, paste in place. So there, I'll go back to scene 1. So these are my option boxes inside my dynamic text field. Now we have the submit button. Make sure you've given instance names to both the dynamic text field and inside the button, all of them. So for my dynamic text field, I've given option 1 text. For my button inside, I have given option 1. Okay, submit button, this is my submit button instance name. And for the dynamic question text, it's here. You can make other arrangements, any kind of animations, any kind of designs you want to, please go ahead. I'll keep it simple for this tutorial. So this is my first frame where the start button will be. Then this, the main question and the 4 multiple choice, and submit. Now I'll go to frame 3, insert blank keyframe. Now in this, I'll use the text. I'll change the dynamic text to static text. Maybe use the fill color as black. Make a text box and I'll write your score. Okay, SCORE here. If you want, you can increase the size. Maybe I'll make it 70. So I'll keep it here. Okay. Now I'll make a rectangle box. I'll put the fill color as white for now. Now I have rounded rectangle. If you see, there are options. I have made it as 50 so that I get the rounded angles. Okay. So I'll make a box like this. Something. Why I'm making such a big box? Because if you want to put in a message, like for example, score 5 out of 5, 4 out of 4, or well done, congratulations, up to you. Okay. So inside this, I will make a text field. Now this will be a dynamic text. So from static, I will change it to dynamic text again. Make the fill color black. Otherwise the text will be white. Your background is also white of the box. Your text will not appear. So I'll just make a text field from here. Place it somewhere here. Let's make the size as 50. I think 50 is okay. 50, or if you want 45, up to you. Let's keep it at 45. So 45. Okay. So my score is done. Your score. Now we need a play again button. Now create a normal button, change it into play again. Okay, for me I already have it, so I'll just copy paste this, copy and paste in place. So this is my play again button. Remember to give an instance name to this. Now even for the score text, don't forget to give an instance name. For this, the instance name I'll give is SCORETXT. Okay, capital T for me. Be careful of what is the name you've given. So this is the thing. Now let's put in our codes. Now this is the button layer. I'll make another layer. I'll name it as actions. Okay, so I'll go to my first frame. Now these are my codes. Okay, frame 1. These are my codes for the frame 1. Control A. Now remember, these are my questions. What is the capital city of Oman? If you have different questions, you can go and add it here. Now this one will work for any number of questions. Just remember to change this number. Right now I have just 4 questions, so I have put as 4. If you have more than 4 questions, just change this number to 4, 5, up to you. Okay. Now these are my questions. What is the capital city of Oman? Which Omani city is famous for its frankincense trade and UNESCO listed land of frankincense sites? What is the name of the highest mountain? Which traditional Omani dagger is worn by men during formal occasions? Now if you see, these are my multiple choice. This is for the first answer, second answer, third, fourth. So this is where the answer is going to be 0, 1, 1, 0. Now suppose, for example, Muscat, Salala, Nizwa, Sohar. Okay. The correct answer for the first question is Muscat. Now suppose you don't want Muscat here, so I will change Muscat to here. Command V and copy Sohar till here. Okay, and I'll put quotations, don't forget. So this one, now Muscat here is 4, so this is my first array, 0 1 2 3. So the first answer should be 3, so I'll put the array as 3. Okay, so let's see if it works. Now the same way for the other questions. Now if your correct answer is the sur, for example, in the second question the correct answer, for example, is sur, so what you'll do is 0 1 2. So for the second answer, you'll, instead of 1, you will put it as 2. Okay, that's how you're going to tell Animate which array is correct. Now it can be 1 2 3 4, but because I put 0, if you see here 0 in arrays, so I will start with like this: 0 1 2 3, 0 1 2 3. Okay, so depending on that you put in here 0 based in index of correct option, because I started as 0. Okay, so let's Control A, Control C. I'll go to the start, right click. Okay, this is my actions. Okay, so I'll Control V. Okay, I'll go to my second frame, insert blank keyframe. I'll open my second quotes now, frame 2, Control A, Control C. For frame 2 you don't need to do anything, the questions and the answers both you need to put it in the frame 1. Okay, so I'll now save and go here, my frame 2, sorry, go here, my frame 2, Control V. So my codes in the frame 2 has come. Now again go to the third frame, insert blank keyframe, open your frame 3. This is the frame where the score text should come. Now I've written here you are an Oman expert. You can just say well done, for example, perfect, well done. You want to change this and write well done, you want to put something here, up to you. Okay, so let's just put it as well done for now. Done. So I'll just copy this, Control A, Control C, don't save, go here, actions, the third frame, Control V. So these are my codes. Now remember, I have given the same instance names, that's what I've used in the codes. So if you're changing your instance names, you need to change it in the codes also. Okay, so let's see how it works. It's jumping. Expecting right tracks. So then remember, if you want to change the answers, don't change these quotations. Now these quotations on the text on the keyboard is mostly the curly ones. Okay, even if you change the straight ones to the curly ones, it will not work, so be very careful. I'll just copy the name, don't copy the quotations. Control X, suppose I'll put it here in front of Nizwa, Control V, and I'll just copy the word, just the word Nizwa. Okay, Control X, and I'll put it in between this, Control V. Now in this, suppose I want to change 1 2 3, 0 1 2 3. So my answer for the first question is second, the correct answer. So I'll change the array to 2. So let's see if this works now. So this is my start button, click. What is the capital city of Oman? Suppose Muscat. Okay, submit. Which UNESCO Salalah? What is the highest mountain in Oman? Jabal Shams. Which traditional Omani dagger is worn by men during formal occasions? Khanjar. Submit. See, your score 4 out of 4. Perfect, well done. Now play again, we'll take back to the first frame. Now let's try putting wrong answers, like support, start. Now if you see, I've not put in, like, these are buttons. Okay, I didn't put in effects. If you want, you can put the click effect and all to make it sound more realistic. Okay, now suppose what is the capital city of Oman? I press Sohar. Now right now, like I said, you will not hear any sound because I have not put those click button and all. You can animate the buttons. Okay, Sohar, submit. Which Omani city is famous? Suppose I put Sur. What is the highest mountain in Oman? Let's put the correct answer. Jabal Shams. Which traditional Omani dagger is worn? Khanjar. Submit. Now see, only 2 questions were correct out of 4. So the codes and the game is working. So that is your simple quiz game. Remember, even a small comma, even an extra space, the codes will not work. So be very careful when you're copy pasting your question and your answers. Just copy the question properly and put it amongst the codes. Copy the answers and put it amongst the codes. Don't put any extra space or extra comma, anything of that sort. Okay, so all the best. Happy animating.